Hello students, today we will be learning about adverbs and their usage. So what are adverbs, students? An adverb is a word that modifies a verb. What is a verb? A verb is a word which is used to describe an action or an occurrence. You must have learnt this in your previous grammar classes. Let me repeat. A verb is a word which is used to describe an action or occurrence. Let us look at the example. He sings loudly. So the word sings is an action which is a verb in a sentence, and the word loudly is slightly changing the meaning of the verb, and so loudly becomes an adverb. Second case. An adverb is a word that modifies an adjective. What is an adjective? An adjective is a word which describes the quality of nouns. Let me repeat. An adjective is a word which describes the quality of nouns. Look at the example. She is a very tall girl. So, no, let us just keep it at she is a tall girl, first of all. So the girl is the noun in the sentence, and the word tall is the adjective in the sentence. So she is a tall girl. So the quality of being tall is being attached with the girl. Now if I say she is a very tall girl, I am intensifying the quality of her being tall. So the word very becomes an adverb. Another adverb. Third case scenario. An adverb is a word that modifies another adverb. For example, the program ended too quickly. So if I say that the program ended too quickly, quickly is already an adverb. And so by adding another adverb before it, that is too. Too is the second adverb that is being added to the adverb quickly. I am intensifying the meaning of the first adverb. I am modifying the first adverb quickly. Fourth case scenario. An adverb is a word that modifies even a whole sentence. For example, fortunately I had brought an umbrella. So the sentence is, I had brought an umbrella. If I add the adverb fortunately before the sentence, I am giving a little more meaning to the sentence. I had brought an umbrella. Fortunately or luckily, I had brought an umbrella. So the adverb is telling us something more about the sentence. Adverbs often end in ly, but some, such as fast, look exactly the same as their counterparts. So students, sometimes, in fact, often adverbs end with the two letters ly. For example, loudly or quickly, surely, certainly, obviously, these adverbs end with the two letters ly. But sometimes you may be confused between adverbs and adjectives because they appear to look the same in sentences. So you need to be careful about that. Now let us look at the types of adverbs. Number 1, adverb of time. This is pretty much easy to understand. These answers when something is going to happen or something has happened or is happening. Some examples are later, ago, etc. The second type of adverb is the adverb of frequency. These answer how often. For example, sometimes, regularly, etc. are examples of this type of adverb, that is how often something has happened, is happening, or going to happen. The third type of adverb is the adverb of manner. These answer the question of how something has happened or is happening. For example, clearly, honestly, etc. Students, you don't need to worry. We will be elaborating more on the types of adverbs in the next slide. Let us continue. The fourth type of adverb is the adverb of degree. These answer how much. How much something has happened or is happening. Examples: too, very, quiet, etc. etc. Adverb of place. Self-explanatory, where something is going to happen, has happened, or is happening. For examples: downwards, behind, below, upwards, sideways, etc. etc. Adverb of affirmation. These answer whether something is true or not, whether something is true or false. So it questions the truthfulness of the entire sentence. For example, certainly, definitely, obviously, etc. Look at this slide very carefully, students. So the first type of adverb is the adverb of time. The examples are already, ago, before, yet, never, yesterday, soon, lately. It answers when. I have heard this before. So when have you heard this? I have heard this before. I have not seen him since. Since when have you not seen him? Since this time. Okay, so the word since is an adverb. I haven't spoken to her yet. She will be here soon. So the highlighted words before, since, yet and soon are examples of the adverb of time. The next type of adverb is the adverb of frequency. So how often? It answers the question how often. Always, usually, normally, often, sometimes, occasionally, once. It's always cold in this room. How often is it cold in this room? It is always cold in this room. So the word always is an example of the adverb of frequency. Other examples are: I normally go to the gym. They often go out for dinner. I occasionally eat junk food. So always, normally, often, occasionally are the examples of this type of adverb. The third type, the adverb of place. Where? It answers the question where. Here, everywhere, near, nearby, down, away, backwards, upwards. Is that your scarf there? I've lived here for about 2 years. I walked backwards towards the door. She turned her face upwards to the sun. So the examples of the adverb of place are this, there, here, backwards, upwards. Even this is an adverb of place, by the way. The next a type of adverb is the adverb of manner. So, slowly, badly, beautifully, delightfully, loudly. The soldiers fought bravely. Is that so? She dresses beautifully. We waited anxiously by the phone. So words like bravely, so, beautifully, anxiously are examples of this type of adverb, that is the adverb of manner. The next type of adverb is the adverb of degree. Almost, fully, rather, quite, to, enough, perfectly are examples of this type of adverb, that is the adverb of degree. I am fully prepared. I am rather busy. She's almost 30. They are perfectly suited. Adverb of affirmation, which questions the truthfulness of the sentence. Examples are certainly, surely, apparently, obviously, no, undoubtedly. For example, surely you're mistaken. Apparently, it is going to rain today. The design certainly looks good on paper. So surely, apparently and certainly in these sentences are examples of the adverb of affirmation. Now let us look at when you're supposed to use adverbs with verbs. So we have already spoken about this, that adverbs often modify verbs. This means that they describe the way an action is happening. Philip sings loudly in the shower. The verb is sings, since it is an action, and the word loudly is telling us more about the action, sings. So sings loudly. Loudly is the adverb and sings is the verb. My cat waits impatiently for his food. So waits is the action in the sentence, and impatiently, since it is modifying the meaning of the verb waits, is an adverb. Impatiently is the adverb in the sentence. I will seriously consider your suggestion. Will is the verb. It is an action which is being described. And the word seriously tells us something a little more about the verb will. So I will seriously consider your suggestion. Seriously is the adverb in the sentence. Point number 2. Adverbs and adjectives. Adverbs can also modify adjectives and other adverbs. Students, what are adjectives? Adjectives are words which describe the quality of nouns. And when is it used with other adverbs? Often, the purpose of the adverb is to add degree of intensity to the adjective as well as the other adverb when it is used with other adverbs. For example, the woman is quite pretty. So the quality pretty is being attached to the noun woman. So pretty is an adjective. And when you add the quality of quite pretty, quite is an adverb, it intensifies the word pretty. Okay, the woman is pretty. Pretty already describes the noun woman, and it is being intensified by the addition of the adverb in the sentence. Okay, the woman is quite pretty. The book is more interesting than the last one. So the book is the noun. The word interesting is the adjective in the sentence. It describes the book. And when you add the adverb more, it is intensifying the adjective in the sentence. The weather report is almost always right. So the weather report is the noun in the sentence. The word right is the quality being attached to it, and hence it is the adjective. And the first adverb, students, in this sentence, two adverbs are being used. The first adverb is always, and the second adverb is almost. So if I say the weather report is always right, so the adjective right is being modified by the usage of the first adverb. When I say the weather report is almost always right, it is intensifying the quality of being always right. Okay, so two adverbs are used to intensify the degree of the adjective as well as the first adverb. Degrees of comparison. Students, listen carefully to this point. Like adjectives, adverbs can show degrees of comparison, although it is slightly less common to use them this way. So, degrees of comparison also act as an adverb in a sentence. Point number 1. Under the degree of comparison, to make the comparative form of an adverb that ends in ly, add the word more. Okay, so first of all, we will see the case of the comparative form of comparison. He smiled more warmly than the others. So in this sentence, the verb smile is being modified by the usage of the first adverb warmly. We are using the comparative form of an adverb before the already used adverb. He smiled more warmly. More is the comparative form of the adverb warmly. Okay, he smiled more warmly than the others. So telling us something about the adverb as well as the verb in the sentence. The more hastily written note contains the clue. In this sentence, students, the noun is being described. So hastily becomes an adjective. The more hastily written note contained the clue. So hastily may be confused with an adjective as well as an adverb. It is used interchangeably. And in this case, you are using the comparative form of the adverb before the word hastily. That is, more hastily. So the comparative form is when you use the word more. The second case scenario. To make the superlative form of an adverb that ends in ly, add the word most. So when you add the word most, it becomes the superlative form. More is a comparative form and most is a superlative form of an adverb. He smiled most warmly of them all. So again, the meaning of a verb is being modified by the usage of the adverb warmly. And the second adverb, that is the superlative form, is being added to the already present adverb in the sentence. He smiled most warmly of them all. Similarly, the most hastily written note on the desk was overlooked. So the noun written note has been modified by the usage of two adverbs, that is most hastily. In this case, the superlative form of the adverb, most hastily. Students, I hope you're clear with the explanation of adverbs and its use. So try to answer two exercises. You try to solve two exercises. The first one has 10 sentences with blanks in it. So you're supposed to fill them up with appropriate adverbs like a bit, a little, very, extremely, or pretty. And in the second exercise, you have to choose the correct option and fill them up in the blank spaces. It has got only 4 sentences. That is all, students. Thank you.